Shares in oil and mining firms slipped this morning as oil prices continued to fall, with fears over the coronavirus driving down demand for fuel. Brent crude fell over 2% to $58.53, its lowest level since October. West Texas Intermediate fell by a similar margin to $52.88. Read more. Coronavirus sinks FTSE 100 stocks as fear spreads to markets. Multinationals Glencore, Rio Tinto, and Anglo American all saw their shares fall over 3% as markets felt the pressure of the worsening outbreak. De facto OPEC leader Saudi Arabia said that it was paying close attention to developments in China, but did not make any announcements on whether it would take action to curb a surplus of oil. Energy Minister Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman said markets are being primarily driven by psychological factors and extremely negative expectations adopted by some market participants despite the virus's very limited impact on global oil demand. Read the news as it happens by following City AM on Twitter. OPEC, the oil producer cartel, are set to meet again at the beginning of March to discuss further output cuts. The lower demand for fuel caused by the outbreak may present oil prices with new problems. The group is already officially curbing supply by 1.7 million barrels a day, with Saudi Arabia taking a further 400,000 barrels of the table voluntarily in order to prop up oil prices. Naeem Aslam, chief market analyst at Avitrade, said, "The reality is that shocks to the Chinese economy always have ripple effects and the commodity markets are deeply affected by it. In simple terms, when economic engines start to grind, the demand for fuel falls." Last week Brent crude lost around $5 as the commodity fell by over 2% for consecutive sessions, hurting oil prices. Analysts at JPM Commodities fear that if the disease turns into a SARS-style epidemic, oil prices might take a hit of up to $5 per barrel. Read more. Oil in downward spiral as surplus weighs on price. According to Standard & Poor, the outbreak could cut demand by 260,000 barrels per day, much of which will come from jet fuel as risk of infection stops people from traveling. Neil Wilson, chief markets analyst for Markets.com, said that there's a good chance we see $50 again, which is a level that would likely spark a response from OPEC when they meet in March. For more on this story, visit the news article link.